Yo, what's going on everybody, and welcome back to another video on the channel. This video is the second part of building your reusable website template. And in the last video, this is what we got done. So basically we got the header, the welcome section right here, and then we also got our value proposition. In this video, we're going to continue on from here. So basically what we're going to build in this video is the product section right there. So you can display all your products like this. You can get some buttons right here. And then we're also going to build about us section. So without further ado, we can continue building our application. And so we can start by creating a new component. We'll call it products. Create some boilerplate. This time we can wrap it into a container from Material UI. Make sure you import it into your application. And then basically what we can do is we can define some typography. And it's going to be saying our products. And then we're also going to add some styling. And this styling is basically going to be the same that we applied into our other typographies in the last part. So in the part 1, like that. And now we also have to import it right here. So basically we can just say products and hit save on that. And there we go. We have our products right there. Now what we're trying to achieve here is this row styled displayment of our products, and it also needs to be responsive. So basically if the screen size gets smaller, those should stack over each other like this. And how we can actually do that is by creating a flex box layout. So first, we want to define all of this inside a box. For the box, we're going to set some styles. We're going to say display is going to be flex. The flex direction is going to be a row, of course, because we want to show guesstimate on a row. Then we want to also define flex wrap to be wrap. Flex wrap basically means that when the screen size gets smaller, the row wraps over each other, so they form a column if the screen size is smaller. So that's basically what it means. And then we also want to justify the content to center everything. We want to set the width to be 100%. We also want to align text to center. Then let's put some gap, basically gap between the products. And then we'll also set some margin to the bottom to set some distance to the next component, 2rem. And now, of course, we don't see anything yet, but now we can basically inside this box, we can now start defining our products. And those products, they are of course going to be shown in a box, as you might have guessed. So basically we're just going to create 3 boxes like this. But for now, let's just do the one first, because the second ones you can basically just copy and paste this one. So for the box, let's set some styles again. This time, we're going to start by defining our transition, 0.3 seconds. Then at hover, we want to transform the scale to be 1.05, like that. And then inside the box, we also will want to showcase the image. So that's basically the same as we did in the last video. So we can set the source. This time I'm going to use a different source picture. I'm going to drag and drop it right into our assets folder like that. And now I only have to import it here. Import, let's say mobile app picture or pic from assets and then mobile app dot png like that. And now we can just here say that mobile app pic, and let's also set a alternative to be a pic of mobile app. Now if we hit save, we can see that we have a picture. It's now completely off size, so let's do something about it. And that we can of course do by defining styles to our image component. So let's set style, say width, it's going to be 15 rem, and then we of course want the height to be automatic, and then let's also set a border radius of 2 rem, like that. Boom, looks better. And then after the image we want to set some text. That's of course going to be in a typography. Let's say this is a first product. You guys can of course set the text to be anything you like. And let's also say here SX. So all for these material UI components, you want to define the style in SX component, and then when it's plain HTML or like here it's an image, it doesn't show up as a green right here, you want to set it as a style component. And right here, we're just going to say that the width that we want is going to be 15 rem, so basically the same as the picture. Let's say first product. Makes more sense like that. And then below this text, we also want to define a button. Let's say like get, and then for this button, we're gonna set the same styles as on the other button right here, basically. So you guys can just copy and paste that one in right there. Hit save, and boom, we have a product showcase. It scales to 1.05 size when you hover over it, and there's also a button that says get. And then basically what we can do is that we can just copy this box. Normally it would be more convenient to define this box in its own component, but now when we only have 3 of them, I'm just gonna do it right here by copy and pasting. So there's the other product. So basically I'm just gonna say here that it's the second product. Otherwise it's gonna be completely the same. We can hit save, and boom, they're right there. And already by this we can tell that if we resize it, let's say here of course like iPhone 12 Pro, we can see that they're like stacked over each other, so it looks fine. Awesome. And now still the third component, or I'm just gonna say nth component, because you guys can set as many products as you like, of course. And of course, if you want to see different pictures right here, you go ahead and just change this source. And of course, you have to import your own images here, right, as well. And now our products component is ready, and we can move on to the next component. And as you might remember, our next component is going to be this About Us section that has these little headers right here, and then you can also set some text inside of these headers as well. So let's do that next. And here we can just create a new component. Let's say it's going to be about us.js. Create some boilerplate. Now we can define this inside a box or a container. You might do whatever you like, but I'm going to define it inside a box right now. And then basically what we have to do is go into here our app, or first actually we have to save this one, then go to our app, and then About Us, import it right there and hit save. There we go. Now we just have to add some content to it. So basically, let's also start this with a typography that says about us. And now we can also basically set the styles to be the same as in this previous section. So I can just go ahead here in the products. Let's just copy and paste that one. And then here in our typography, just click that and hit save. And there we go. We have our about section header right there. Next, what we want to do is create the box that actually has the contents. So for this, we're going to use a box, of course. We're going to set some styles to it. We're going to set display to be flex. We want the flex direction to be a row. We also want this flex wrap to wrap. We want to justify the content to center. We want to set the width to also be at 100%. Let's also text align it to center. Add the gap as earlier as well. 1 rem, it's gonna be fine. And then let's set some margin bottom as well. Also here to be 2 rem. So basically these are the same settings as in the previous one, but we're actually gonna add some more to it as well. So first of all, we're gonna set the background color to be something like this. And then we also want to add some padding to the top. Make that 2 rem. And then also padding to the bottom. Also make that 2 rem. Boom, there we go. And then inside here, we could just type some typography, say hi, and boom, we would have it right there. But we, of course, want these, as I showed you guys, that we want the sections to have the header right there or the title and then some text below it. So how we're going to do that is we're actually going to define all these texts in a box. So basically we're just going to say a box, and within that box we're going to set typography. So let's say section 1 title. And then here we want to set another typography, which can be whatever text you like. I'm just going to set some pre-made text right there. And there we have it right on the screen. Now we still have to style these boxes a bit so they are in a row. And how we're going to do that? Basically, this box, let's add some styles to it. It's going to have a width of 15 rem. That limits the width. Then it's going to also have a border radius. That's going to be something like 10 pixels. And some padding to make it appear a bit more clear. Like that. Boom. And now we have it right there. And now, as you may have guessed, because we here defined the flex direction to be a row, then all these boxes that we set inside this box are going to be in a row right here. But before I do that, I'm actually going to style this section header a bit, or the title. So let's just add a font weight to be bold, and then margin bottom to be 1 rem. So basically now we also have a bit of distance right there between the texts. And now we can of course just copy and paste this one like that. Let's say section 2 title, And let's also just change the text a little bit. So basically change this text to be the second text, whatever you guys like. And then one more time, let's just copy and paste that one. Say section 3 title, and then, or should I say section N title, and then hit save. And as you guys can see, it's right there. And now basically, if the screen size is large, they're going to be showcased in a row. And if the screen size is small, just like with the products right here, they're going to be shown as a column stacked upon each other. And that's basically it also for the About Us section. And that basically wraps up the video as well. Thank you guys for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, you learned something, and then in the next video we're going to continue working on our application and going to be building this contact us form, the footer, and of course this nav bar right here at the top. Thank you so much guys for watching, and I hope to see you guys in another video. Peace!